The NASCAR Cup Series race has officially concluded from Texas Motor Speedway, and what looked like was going to be a win for Kyle Larson or William Byron turns to an attrition-based race, and William Byron stealing the victory. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to the video. I just got done watching NASCAR Cup Series race from Texas Motor Speedway, the Auto Trader Echo Park Automotive 400. We had quite a bit to talk about from this race. Let's go and talk about it. So, before the green flag drop in today's race, only BJ McLeod had to go to the rear of the field for unapproved adjustments. So at the start of the race, you got Bubba Wallace lead the field from the inside with Chris Buescher on the outside, and Bubba Wallace got a fantastic start in turn number 3 and was able to clear for the race lead. The race stayed green for a very, very long time. Then lap 37, he started having green flag pit stops. He had Chris Bell come in first. Then he had Chris Buescher coming along for Ross Chastain, Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson, Tyler Reddick. And Chris Buescher also had a terrible pit stop. Same with Chris Bell, who had a terrible pit stop as well. And then the next lap, Bubba Wallace came down pit road. And the next lap, AJ Allmendinger, Austin Dillon, Alex Bowman came in. And then a few laps later, trouble was struck on lap 42 as the green flags pit stops continued on when Austin Dillon crashed hard in the outside wall in turn number 3 after losing a right rear wheel. It just came off. Basically, the car was loose. The wheel was loose on that car, and unfortunately, he would end his day. So then during the caution, Ty Dillon, Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney, Chase Briscoe, Austin Cindric, Corey LaJoie, Harrison Burton, who were the cars that basically had stayed out, they would come down pit road while the rest leaders came down pit road. So then on the restart, you have Bubba Wallace lead the field from the inside with Ross Chastain on the outside, and Bubba Wallace got a fantastic restart and was able to clear for the lead. Then in turn number 1, trouble was struck when Alex Bowman and Eric Almirola got loose. Looked like Carson Osbar was trying to send it 3 wide to the bottom, being very, very aggressive. He got up on the track and unfortunately collected both Bowman and Almirola. They seemed to always be near each other, and they unfortunately ended up spinning out. So then, on the restart, again, you have Bubba Wallace lead the field from the inside with Ross Chastain on the outside, and Bubba Wallace got another fantastic restart. But once again, another caution would come out when Todd Gillen would lose a right rear wheel, would spin out after some contact as well, and bring the caution out, and his day would be over. So then on the next restart, you have Bubba Wallace lead the field from the inside with Ross Chastain on the outside, and Bubba Wallace got a fantastic restart and was able to clear for the race lead. Bubba Wallace would dominate this portion, but then Kyle Busch started reining into his car that he was starting to have some major trouble. Started losing a ton of positions, and then on lap 74, 7 laps ago in stage number 1, Kyle Busch was from 8th position after getting loose and having basically a right rear tire that I think was flat, would hit the outside wall really, really hard, ending his day and bringing the caution out. Major implications for a guy who I think we all thought was going to be a contender to win the race today. Unfortunately, his day would come to a close and would basically bring his car to pit road backwards, which was really, really badass and impressive, by the way, but Kyle Busch's day would be over. So then, we saw a little strategy under the caution where Chris Buescher, Tyler Reddick, William Byron, Christopher Bell, Michael McDowell would stay out while everyone else came down pit road. And then under that time, you had contact on pit road between Ty Gibbs and Denny Hamlin, where Denny Hamlin got a ton of damage, and also Ty Gibbs got a ton of damage as well. I have no idea what Ty Gibbs was doing there. That contact really, I think, cost Denny Hamlin a shot at the win later in this race. He still run really, really well, but would get a ton of damage, and I don't know what Ty Gibbs is doing there. That was a bad move on his part. So then we go back racing once again with Chris Buescher leading the field from the inside and Tyler Reddick on the outside. And Chris Buescher got a fantastic restart and got a decent restart, but Tyler Reddick got a better restart for Buescher and Christopher Bell and was able to clear from the race lead, would continue to pull away, and coming off the final corner, Tyler Reddick would win stage number 1. Then also, as it came to the caution, Mark Truex Jr. would spin in turn number 1. Eric Jones ran into the back of Brad Keselowski, then inevitably ran into the back of Mark Truex Jr. Do not know what Eric Jones is doing there. The caution was clearly out. I guess he wasn't able to slow down in time, which is really, really unfortunate. But that cost him both, Mark Truex Jr., a car that might have been decent enough to contend and got a ton of damage. So then, under the caution, William Byron and Christopher Bell came to pit road while everyone else stayed out. So then on the restart, you had Tyler Reddick lead the field from the inside with Chris Buescher on the outside, and Tyler Reddick got a fantastic restart and was able to clear for the lead. Tyler Reddick would continue to dominate and pull about 3 seconds out. And then on lap 111, another caution would come out for Corey LaJoie, who spun from 26th position after having a right rear blowout, just spun out on his own and just lost it going into turn number 2 and spun out. So then all the cars would come down pit road and saw a little strategy where Bubba Wallace, Ryan Blaney, Brad Keselowski, Daniel Suarez, Carson Osbar, and Ty Dillon took 2 tires, while the rest leaders, including a few others, decided to take 4 tires. So then on the restart, Bubba Wallace lead the field from the inside with Ryan Blaney on the outside, and Bubba Wallace got a fantastic restart and was able to clear for the race lead. Meanwhile, Tyler Reddick got a terrible restart and would drop back a ton of positions. So this race would run very, very long. You got guys like Kyle Larson and Denny Hamlin who are running down Bubba Wallace, who were moving through the field, very difficult to pass, but they were inevitably able to get up to second and third position. But Kyle Larson started pulling away from Denny Hamlin, and he would catch Bubba Wallace in a lap 143, would take the lead from Bubba Wallace. And at this point, the run would continue on. Denny Hamlin, Eric Jones got around Bubba Wallace, and Bubba Wallace started really falling back. But it would not matter as Kyle Larson would come off the final corner and win stage 2, with Eric Jones being nearly 6 seconds back when that stage ended. So then, all the lap cars would come down pit road with everyone taking 4 tires, with Kyle Larson basically leading off of pit road. Justin Haley and Ford had equipment interference penalty, and Ross Chastain also got issues on pit road when he had stall engine with problems with the throttle position sensor, taking Ross Chastain pretty much, at least at the time, out of contention in this race. So then on the restart, you got Kyle Larson lead the field from the inside with Eric Jones on the outside, and Kyle Larson got a fantastic restart and was able to clear for the lead and started pulling away. Meanwhile, we start seeing green flag pit stops around 60 laps to go, but things would change when Tyler Reddick came in first. But the next lap after that, Daniel Suarez would spin, coming to pit road, got into the grass, and got stuck, bringing the caution out. Do not know what Daniel Suarez was doing there. That was really, really weird spin in my opinion, and that unfortunately cost Tyler Reddick a shot at winning this race and contending for the victory. So then, all lead lap cars would come down pit road. You had Ross and Harrison Burton take 2 tires, and Kyle Larson ended up winning the race off of pit road. Meanwhile, Ryan Blaney would get a speeding penalty. So then on the restart, you had Kyle Larson lead the field from the inside with Eric Jones on the outside, and Kyle Larson got a fantastic restart and was able to clear for the lead. Meanwhile, a few laps later, Carson Osbar got on the outside wall in turn number 4, was able to keep going. And it looked like Kyle Larson was going to run away with this thing, was pulled out to about 4 or 5 second lead over, I think, Eric Jones. Caution comes out with 26 laps to go when J.J. Gilly gets in the outside wall, just way up on the racetrack for whatever reason, and spins into the outside wall, ending his day, bringing the caution out. Do not know what J.J. Gilly was doing there. That was a mistake on his part. Just got loose in the corner, took him out, and was having a decent day overall, running in the top 20-30, which is pretty good for Rick Ware standards. Unfortunately, his day would come to an end. So then at this point, you got to think of strategy. So Kyle Larson, Brad Keselowski, and then butting to guys like Kyle Larson, Bubba Wallace, Chase Elliott all stay out, while Brad Keselowski, Denny Hamlin, Chris Buescher, Joey Logano, and others come to pit road. So then, on the next restart, Kyle Larson leading the field from the inside, Bubba Wallace on the outside, and Kyle Larson got a decent restart. Bubba Wallace and Kyle Larson put on a really, really good show, battling for the race lead. And then on the next lap, with 19 laps to go, while going for the lead and Larson got to the inside of Bubba, Kyle Larson would get loose going to turn number 1, back up the racetrack, nearly collect Bubba Wallace, and Kyle Larson back into the outside wall, pretty much ending his day and bringing the caution out. Look, I know a lot of Bubba Wallace, like Kyle Larson fans, are going to blame Bubba Wallace for that. To me, that's just a racing deal and a racing incident. He was going for the win. Bubba's doing everything he can. He can't really go too high on the racetrack because you're going to get way out of the groove. Just really unfortunate situation. I know a lot of Bubba Wallace fans are going to get blamed for this, and Bubba Wallace is going to get blamed. But to me, just a mistake on Kyle Larson's part being that loose, and it's just a shame because Kyle Larson was going to win this race before that caution came out, and his day unfortunately comes to an end because of that. So then, we would go back racing with 13 laps to go, with Bubba Wallace leading the field from the outside of William Byron on the inside, and Bubba Wallace got a fantastic restart and was able to clear for the race lead. And Bubba got a fantastic run and cleared. But then, a big wreck would strike coming down the front stretch, bringing the final caution out when Tyler Reddick clipped the outside wall, and unfortunately, Eric Jones also clipped the outside wall, and a big wreck started falling where everyone just hit the wall and wrecked each other. Ryan Blaney up spinning out and collecting Reddick, Eric Jones, Ryan Blaney, Smith, Allmendinger, and Cindric were all involved in the crash. Tough break for guys like Reddick and Eric Jones, who had 2 really strong cars today, and Ryan Blaney's day would come to end as well. Major playoff implications of both Reddick and Ryan Blaney. Just a really tough day for those guys who were looking to have a great finish. To me, I don't know what everyone's doing there. Just all ran to the outside wall. Basically, controller disconnect, I guess, and they hit the outside wall. So then, on the final restart of the race, you had Bubba Wallace lead the field from the outside with Chase Briscoe on the inside. Actually, Bubba on the outside and Briscoe on the inside. And Bubba got a pretty decent restart, but Briscoe and Bubba battled side by side going into turn number 2. They battled there, and Bubba got side by side, and William Byron sends it 3 wide to the bottom, and then going into turn number 1 with 4 laps to go, William Byron was able to pass Bubba Wallace and Chase Briscoe for the race lead, and Bubba unfortunately lost second. So at this point, William Byron's starting to pull away a little bit. Bubba's trying to close, but like I said, Ross Chastain had gotten around Bubba Wallace for the lead. And he would not have anything for William Byron. Chastain tried to close at the end, but he would not have anything for him. And coming off the final corner, William Byron, who was nowhere near a contender most of the day, comes through and picks up his 6th win of 2023. His 10th career NASCAR Cup Series victory, and also locks his way into the round of 8. Also very significant because this is Hendrick's 300th win. William Byron also said after the race that he said that Kyle Larson should have been winning this race because Kyle Larson was the class in the field most of the day, and I entirely agree. Look, congratulations to William Byron. William Byron, like I said, did not have the best car by any stretch of imagination. They qualified horrendously, but they did what they had to do. They got through all the attrition. They got through all the trouble, and that's what you got to do if you're going to be a championship threatening contender, because they have not had the pace and speed to contend for wins recently, but except Darlington. But still, great day for William Byron, and congratulations to him on picking up the victory here at Texas Motor Speedway and locking his way in the round of 8. Huge congratulations to him. So now, we're going to take a look at the race results, and I'll give you my score and thoughts on today's race. So, William Byron picks up the victory. Ross Chastain finishes second. Great day for Ross Chastain. What looked like his day was going to be coming to an end. Recovers very nicely. Ran top 5 pretty much most of the day. Had that issue on pit road that cost him a shot contending at the time, but rebounds and gets a very solid second place finish. I really thought Ross Chastain was going to win this race, but still, a very good day for Ross Chastain in second place. Bubba Wallace finishes third. I'm disappointed for Bubba because Bubba Wallace probably had one of the 2 or 3 best cars in this race, but they should not be really, really confident going to Talladega and especially the Charlotte Roval. The 23 team is showing a lot of pace and a lot of speed in these playoffs. A lot of people wrote this guy off. They said he was not going to make the playoffs this year. They said he wasn't going to make the round of 16, make it past the round of 16. And Bubba Wallace right now, I believe, is only 2 or 3 points below the cutoff line. Talk about an incredible day. Led over 100 laps, the most laps he's ever led in a race. I think he's the star of this race. It's a shame he didn't get the victory. If that caution doesn't come out 5 laps to go for the big wreck or 10 to go, Bubba Wallace goes on and wins that race. But still, a great day for Bubba Wallace. I know he's going to be disappointed with that, but they should not have hang their hats low. Nonetheless, 3rd place for Bubba Wallace. A fantastic run at a track that historically has not been great at. Great day for this 23 team. Bell finished 4th. Great recovery for this team. They had issues on pit road. Their pit crew was terrible today. They lost a ton of ground positions, and they finally recovered and got a solid top 5 finish. Great run for Bell in 4th place. Denny Hamlin finished 5th. Unfortunately, that call to come down pit road cost him the win. I think Denny Hamlin had probably the 2nd best car. I think Larson had the best car in this race, but Denny was a close 2nd. But still, a very solid top 5 run. Denny Hamlin's had a lot of pace and a lot of speed this year, and unfortunately, Denny didn't get the win, but still, a very solid top 5 run for Denny Hamlin. Kevin Harvick finished 6th. Good day for Kevin Harvick. Unfortunately, 1 week too late to have a chance to make it to the next round, but still a solid day for Kevin Harvick, who historically has been really great at this track. Gets a great finish in 6th place. Brad Keselowski finished 7th, a solid recovery for him. He ran a last race inside the top 5 and top 10. Never had race-winning speed, but a great day for Keselowski to finish in 7th place. Daniel Suarez finished 8th, solid recovery for him after spinning out in stage number 3. Gets a solid top 10 finish. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. gets a 9th place finish. Good run for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. And Chase Briscoe finished 10th. He was useless on that last restart, but hey, you know what? He was in position for the first time in a very, very long time to go for a victory, and he does get a top 10. Good day for Chase Briscoe in 10th place. Chase Elliott finished 11th. Unfortunately, got loose near the end, but he ran top 5 and top 10 a lot of day. Qualified horrendously, and I thought he was going to run near the back all day, but a great recovery to finish in 11th place. Alex Bowman finished 12th. Decent day for Alex Bowman. Was worst forming Hendrick driver all day, and the worst forming Hendrick driver was 12th place, which tells you how good Hendrick Motorsports was all around together. He finished 12th. Good run for him. J.J. Only finishes in 13th. Decent run for him. Chris Buescher finished 14th. Man, Chris Buescher, he had a really, really good car today. Top 5, top 10 all day. Unfortunately, that strategy cost him a shot at the victory. Michael McDowell finished 15th. He had a really good day as well. Ran top 5 and top 10 a lot of the day. Unfortunately, never had a chance to contend, but still gets a very solid top 15 finish. Carson Osebar finished 16th. Despite that incident, that is now Carson Osebar's third or fourth straight top 20 finish in a row. I'm telling you, Carson Osebar, I've said this already, but he's 1,000% ready for the Cup Series. A lot of chatter rumors he might be headed to the 77 car next year for Spire Motorsports, and I think it's well justified and deserved if he heads there because he had a great day today, runs top 20 majority of the day, was complaining he might have broke something, he still recovers, get a solid top 20 finish. Great day for Carson Hocevar. Mark Truex Jr. finished 17th. Again, just another bad race for Mark Truex Jr. I don't think Mark Truex Jr. is a championship contender anymore. Unless they can turn up the wick and figure out these issues, they have not had the speed to win races. They've been struggling, and they were really good in the regular season, but just not a good day for Mark Truex Jr. He finishes in 17th. Eric Almirola finished 18th, decent run for him. Ty Dillon finished 19th. Want to give him a shout out. Ran top 20 a lot of the day. Best run I've seen out of Ty Dillon really much all year long. So good to see him finish in the top 20. And Harrison Burton with a solid top 20 finish. Good run for him. Joey Logano finished 21st. Disappointing day for Logano. Never had speed at all today. Bijan McLeod gets solid top 25 and 22nd. Good run for him. Ryan Preece finished 23rd. Not sure what happened. He was in the top 5 and top 10 near the end. I think he got caught up in the big wreck. Zane Smith finished 24th despite the damage. Finished in the top 25. Decent run for him. Good Cup experience for next year as well. Tyler Reddick finished 25th, led a ton of laps. Unfortunately, his day went up in smoke after the crash, and I think he may be below the cutoff line going to next week at Talladega. Corey LaJoie finished 26th. Austin Cindric finished 27th. Ryan Blaney, after crashing out, he finished 28th. Ryan Blaney had a roller coaster day, struggled in the beginning, basically got up front, and then had the speeding penalty, and just not a great day for Ryan Blaney in general in 28th place. A.J. Allmendinger finished 29th, had great speed early, got involved in the big wreck near the end. Eric Jones finished 30th. He had probably a top 2 or top 3 car all day long. Unfortunately, that wreck that happened cost him a shot at the win. He had really good speed. He probably should have stayed out with Larson near the end of that race because I think Eric Jones would have had something for Kyle Larson near the end. Unfortunately, he ends up finishing 30th and crashing out. But I'll tell you what, Legacy Motor Club, they've got something to prove next year, and I think he can make the playoffs in 2024. Kyle Larson finished 31st. Man, Kyle Larson was absolutely the best car in this race. Every time Kyle Larson dominates a race, something goes bad for this team. I don't know what exactly they need to do for these races to go for him because outside of Southern 500, recently, things have not gone right for him, and I'm disappointed as a Kyle Larson fan. I know a lot of Bubba Wall people, haters, are going to go after Bubba, but you know what? Bubba Wallace did nothing wrong, just good racing for the win. Unfortunately, Larson's day went up in smoke. And I think Larson, despite that, is still above the cutoff line, so it's not the end of the world for Larson. He scored a lot of stage points, but man, Talladega I'm a little worried about for Kyle Larson. J.G. Elliott finished 32nd. Ty Gibbs finished 33rd. Kyle Busch finished 34th after crashing out. Kyle Busch pretty much in a must-win situation. He might actually be closer now, despite the fact a lot of people end up wrecking out. Todd Gillen finished 35th, and Austin Dillon finishes last in 36th. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the playoff grid after this week at Texas. Alright, so now let's go ahead and take a look at the playoff standings after this race. So, William Byron, of course, locked in after winning. Denny Hamlin is 37 points above the cutoff line. Chris Buescher's 22 points above the cutoff line. Chris Abell's 20 above. Mark Truex Jr. is 19 points above. Ross Chastain is currently 12 points above the cutoff line. Brad Keselowski's 8 above. And Kyle Larson, despite crashing out, he still exits above the cutoff line, 2 points above. Bubba Wallace is only 2 points below. Tyler Reddick is 3 below. Ryan Blaney's 11 below. And Kyle Busch, despite crashing out, is 17 below. This is still really, really close going into the final 2 races of these playoffs. So now, let's talk about the overall race as a whole, and I'll give you my score of today's race. Honestly, I thought the restarts were really, really interesting, and I think this race was definitely better than the Xfinity Series race. That Xfinity Series race was a complete disaster. But I'm going to be real and honest with a lot of people. I did not enjoy that race. I've kind of spoken my mind on Texas Motor Speedway. I'm not a fan of this track. It's a one-group track. You go too high, you're going to potentially end up crashing out. It wasn't as crazy as Canada as I thought it was going to be at times, but still, I just feel like there's sometimes too much attrition, which I think the attrition does bring some excitement in a sense, but I didn't really enjoy this race overall, to be honest. I think Texas it may have been it was definitely better, I will say, than last year's fall race. I will give you that. Outside of that, this race is really, really pretty bad. I'm going to give today's NASCAR Cup Series race at Texas overall a 4.5 out of 10. Just wasn't the most exciting race overall. Did not enjoy it. I'm giving it a 4.5 out of 10 today. So, that is your today's NASCAR Cup Series race review from Texas Motor Speedway. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support my Patreon as well. Links go below that, and comment your thoughts below on today's race. What are your thoughts on today's race? Let me know below. Let me know your score in the comments below. And go ahead and congratulate William Byron on winning here at Texas. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Tomorrow on the channel, we have a NASCAR news video discussing news over the last couple days. It should be a lot shorter. Hasn't been as much news this week. Also, should be the NASCAR Xfinity Series race picks, actually trucks picks, for Talladega. And then Tuesday, they're more than likely maybe a NASCAR news video. If any major news breaks, we'll have to wait and see. Got a lot of great content dropping the channel that I can't wait for you guys to check out. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.